this. Democrats caught red-handed again. So, Democrats leak talking points on Kamala's border czar role. I mean, you gotta be kidding me. So, with this whole thing is just absolutely just wild. Because when I think about this whole thing, I'm really sitting here saying this shouldn't even have gotten out of hand like it has. Okay, this whole thing with Biden and what he did with the border, absolutely unacceptable. And then that just makes everybody else's life harder, while helping these random people's lives easier. And it's really just unfair to the American people in my eyes. Now, I could be wrong to some, but you guys comment down below what you guys think. Okay, do you think opening the border was a good move, or do you think it wasn't a smart decision? All right. And if you're new here, welcome to the King Squad, the best reaction channel on YouTube, the best squad on YouTube, and I am King of content, okay? And that be me. I'm just kidding. So, yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you to everyone who leaves a positive comment. And I hope everyone's having a great and positive and proactive, productive day. As always, make sure you're making your money legally, of course. Go get some legal money. And drink your water. Let's get into the video.
Biggest problem. In the meantime, on the Republican side, what the Republicans know is they
also, I will be giving my commentary periodically throughout the video, but more so on the back end. So stay tuned for that. Thank you, and let's go.
know for a fact that one of this administration's biggest problems is the border. And Kamala Harris is, for the most part, the co-pilot to the President of the United States. So yesterday, the Republicans sponsored essentially, they had a vote on whether or not to condemn Kamala Harris and her work on the border. And it was pretty much unanimous on the Republican side. But then you had 6 Democrats join the Republicans because obviously they're concerned about the border. But then again, they also live in districts where Donald Trump won. So it's problematic for them.
They've also released, the Democratic Party has released, or the campaign released these talking points. We got a copy of it, and it's a sheet of paper. There's a picture of it. It looks like the talking points that Joe Biden pulls out of his jacket when he's going to pressers. But it says these are the talking points when she's attacked for being the border czar, for her role at the border, for trying to dig out the root causes. This is what you should say to the media.
Oh, man. It's like everything they've been doing just keeps falling flat on its face. And I'm here for it.
The top one is the key.
Just for the record, we weren't supposed to get a copy of these talking points. This was just supposed to be for the legislators and the surrogates. And as you can see at the very top of the list, they're saying that she was never the border czar.
It was invented by Republicans.
That's just an easy title. Her title was, though, to go and figure out the root causes. So everyone called her the border czar. That was what she was assigned to do. And remember, when she was assigned, she didn't really talk about it. We all assumed she didn't really want this job, that Joe Biden was throwing the border on her.
So as soon as those talking points came out, we started to hear people say them pretty much verbatim.
It's amazing how that works.
Yeah, watch this.
But it's a totally legitimate issue. She was put in charge of the border.
Nope. She was in charge of reaching out to the South and Central American countries to stem the immigration.
Now what she's up against is folks lying about her border record, calling her a border czar.
The Biden team didn't declare her the border czar.
Republicans named her the border czar.
Do you think that the border would be less of a talking point now if there was less migration to the border, say if somebody had addressed root causes of migration sooner?
We are going to debunk the false characterization of the vice president. She was not able.
I just want to say, for the record, I am so sick of KJP. Yeah, I just want to say that. Okay.
Borders are, and it's not just us. Independent fact checkers have said the same thing, that did not exist, and that is not true.
This is just another area. And
also, for those of you who are new here, any official King Squad member knows this, but everything KJP just said is what we identify as chicken balk. Shout out to the Coach Gang. Shout out to the King Squad. All that kind of stuff. For the King Squad. Best squad on YouTube. Let's go.
Which they don't want you to believe your ears or your eyes. They told us Joe Biden was fine. They told us he was going to finish the race. We watched the debate, and then it all fell apart. Now they want us to say that even though the borders collapsed, it's an absolute mess. It's, along with Afghanistan, the biggest blight in their administration. So we have to remove it from Kamala Harris's portfolio by telling everyone we never said it. The problem is you did. Listen.
Asked her, the VP today, because she's the most qualified person to do it, to lead our efforts with Mexico and the Northern Triangle and the countries that help. We're going to need help in stemming the movement of so many folks stemming the migration to our southern border.
Well, we are going to the border. We have to deal with what's happening at the border. There's no question about that. That's not a debatable point.
How did you decide that right now was the right time to make your first trip to the border?
Well, it's not my first trip. I've been to the border many times.
As the person in charge of the response.
So, the important aspect of this visit is leading this visit after the work that we did in Guatemala and Mexico.
Right, exactly.
It's just hilarious.
So keep in mind. So, Brian, as you started to talk a little bit about clearly this is
kind of funny how they're hyping Kamala Harris up, and then all these things start kind of blowing up in her face. It's just the wildest thing, and they're pushing her so hard and trying to wipe her record of her being this cackling co-pilot and not taking anything serious, and now trying to make her appear in the media as some fearless leader and some fearless, knowledgeable leader who's ready to lead us into prosperity. But whole time, the entire time, she's just been like a complete unhinged lunatic.
This is a big liability for her because she is tied to Joe Biden. So
exactly.
Let's all get on the same page. She was in charge only of the root causes. But as president, she's going to be in charge of the root causes of inflation, root causes of crime, and root causes of job loss. So if for them to say she was never in charge of the whole border, she was in charge of the fundamental problem on what was feeding people into the country.
The White House's position right now, and you'll see this from Alejandro Mayorkas and all of the surrogates right now, is that the border is going great right now. That the crossings are down, even though it's the summer, even though it's Texas that is enforcing and they've rerouted to Arizona and California, everything. Why wouldn't you, if it's going so well, why wouldn't you want Kamala Harris to take credit for it? They know it's not going so well. And this is what I keep saying. I don't buy this whole ridiculous notion that they also pushed out that Donald Trump is somehow afraid to debate her. She is going to be confronted with all of these issues on a debate stage.
Well, the problem is she was in charge of the border. She rejected it. She didn't want to do it. So they said, I'll only do the root causes. CNN, one of their reporters, he's putting Vice President Kamala Harris in charge of this. That was in 2021. You have Ashley Parker.
I don't want to see Kamala Harris in charge of anything. I'm quite frankly fed up, as I believe many of the American people are, the American people who value common sense. I don't think she's fit to be the leader of anything other than what's baking in her oven, quite frankly. And for whoever wants to disagree with me, that's completely fine. I just don't think, I'm going to just say this for the record. After seeing this whole incident, like they literally threw Kamala Harris up there on, oh yeah, we're gonna have our first woman president, and then completely just get rid of the fact that our 47th president, soon to be president, okay, Donald Trump just got shot in the ear, okay, all that got completely wiped off the TV when they brought Kamala Harris on and had Biden step down. And then I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, well, we just saw this hideous DEI presentation and what that looks like of them trying to protect the president. And then he gets like a chunk of his ear taken out. And then you want me to sit here and have Kamala Harris as president. I just can't do that. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't. That's not something I want. That's not something I want to see, quite frankly, ever. I just don't want to see that. I just think, especially right now, I think we need logic rationale, common sense. We need leadership, fearlessness, strength, and just like we need to strengthen up just all 360 degrees, because right now America's a crap show right now. I mean, to sit here and like even Stevie Wonder can see that. I mean, I didn't want to say that, but I mean, okay, it doesn't, like, you can see it, okay? Did nobody else see that life started to get harder? Nobody else noticed that food got more expensive. Then they're trying to make you stop. Then you got New York trying to get people to stop eating steak and have everybody addicted to tofu and eat beetles. I don't like beetles. I like steak. Medium rare, in fact. Okay, I really don't like it rare, because then it's like the steak is practically walking away. But that's besides the point. Anyways, I just think that, you know, Kamala Harris is an experiment that we don't need, okay? And when I say we don't need that, I'm saying that for like ever. We don't need that ever, okay? The president, like that job right there should not be taken for granted. And I think that a lot of people want to sit here and experiment and try this out and try that. Let's dip and dabble in this. Let's do a sample of that. Let's dip and dabble in this and that. And this ain't the time for that. It's just not. It's just not. All right. We need just strategy, consistency, focus, determination, diligence, all that kind of stuff. Everything that makes a strong leader and a strong country. Okay. That kind of stuff. So let's get back into the video.
He is the unofficial border czar, Maura Gillespie. There's been so much criticism against Kamala Harris, but she was the border czar. Ron Flipowski, MSNBC. Kamala Harris was appointed as the border czar. She, after a while, couldn't do the job, didn't want to do the job, so she said, I'm only doing the root causes. Unlike Vice President Biden, who actually took the job from the assignment from Barack Obama and did it.
They said the border is secure. They never acknowledged there was a problem. The president didn't go down there. Kamala went maybe once, and not even to an area that was seeing the most problems, the most encounters. And then they realized Lawrence is doing diners. Everyone in the diner is saying my number one issue is either inflation or it's immigration. Right. Then the polls showed the number one issue was either inflation or immigration for people. Then they say, oh, we need to change the policy down at the border. 3.5 years in, they just did that a month ago. So they acknowledged finally there was a problem because they saw the polls. Same thing they did with Joe Biden. He's fine. These are deep fakes. This is the left. This is the right media. This is Fox News. This is all of the conservatives. They're editing these videos of him. He really is not wandering off when he's, visiting other countries. He's not really falling on the stairs. Those are just edited videos. Then we see the debate.
Oh, thank you. I was just about to say that. I got so sick and tired because we even got attacked for that over here. People were saying, oh no, you're showing these videos. Meanwhile, Biden's perfectly fine. And these conspiracy conservatives and all that kind of stuff. And the videos are edited and you guys are full of crap and go home and shut up. I was like, man, it's a hard fall for you. Anywho, when we saw that debate, okay, this man, Sleepy Joe, you saw just that, okay? This man literally fell asleep on stage. He's stuttering. He's all over the place. He really doesn't know what's going on. And I'm sitting here like, this is our fearless leader that's going to lead us into a better tomorrow. Well, I can't tell.
And the curtain is pulled back, and then they decide to change the candidate.
What you're
this is how they operate.
It's the flat out lies. It's like just gaslight. Nothing to see here. And then when the American people see it for themselves, it becomes the issue, and they just pivot to the next issue.
But didn't Jay Johnson read those talking points?
Yes, I'm so glad that you said it.
I'm looking at this sheet here. It's the same thing he told you, Steve. He was reading. It's like, oh, she was never in charge of the border. When Jay Johnson did a very good job on the border, he was engaged. He was firing people. He was going down there. He said 1,000 a day is a huge problem. Now we're looking at 3,000. But then he gets this sheet because Kamala Harris is responsible.
You know,
come on.
He was our guest a day or two before the sheet came out. So I don't know who whispered in his ear.
Well, before we got the sheet.
Yeah, before we got it. Yeah, believe me.
Aren't y'all frustrated, though, with what's happening behind the scenes? This is all orchestrated.
Of course, it's
They're
a
not
campaign.
being honest with us.
No.
Well,
There's no transparency.
They're being very effective because they got the word out and everybody's
But
out there
Steve,
saying
I don't think the American people are buying it.
No.
I think that they're so
They're
much
smarter
smarter.
than this.
They're so
Yep.
much smarter than this.
They're sick of this. They can't trust what's happening
That's
in Washington.
exactly.
In the meantime, on the Republican.
Yeah, they definitely hit the nail on the head with the American people are sick and tired of this. Fed up, sick and tired of it. Want change ASAPidly. Immediately, in fact. And, you know, that's all the more reason why, you know, Trump is getting the support that he's getting, because he's over here coming up with a plan, solutions, okay, common sense, okay, this is how we're going to do this. This is how we're going to move like that. And he gets that respect and he gets things done, okay? I personally see it as I see America like a machine, and he knows how to run it, okay? I think he's a great businessman, and of course everybody has their own viewpoints about Trump and everything like that, and that's perfectly okay. You know, you're entitled to your own thoughts and opinions, of course, whatever that may be. And personally, me, I just think that this is a time where we need things to make sense all the more, and he is the man for the job. All right. That's my thoughts on everything like that. I think Kamala Harris is a nut job, and that's that. I think that she doesn't really take too many things seriously. And then on top of that, I'm being blamed and shamed for not voting for her because I'm black and she's black and all this other Haagen-Dazs. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. She's not even black. And like, why would I sit here and want to see a woman? Okay. A lot of people attacked me for that too, because I didn't want to see a female president. I don't. Okay. I just don't want to see that. I don't think we should put that stress on her, because it's going to be stressful as hell. And this is something that I said in my last video, and you know, I stand on that. I really don't. I want to see somebody who's willing to lay down their life for this country, like Trump was, and Trump clearly displayed during that assassination attempt. I want to see someone who is ready to step in charge, put his feet down and really just be in charge and take full responsibility and accountability and turn the ship around. That's what I want to see. I want to see a strong leader, make the most out of this country and actually make America great again. That's really what I want to see personally. I mean, of course, there's many other things I could say, but I don't want to hold everybody up all day, of course. But yeah, that is that. I hope everyone continues to have a great day. As always, stay blessed, stay proactive, stay productive, and go make some money legally. Okay, legally, we love legal money out here. So that's that. And drink your water, lift some weights if that's your thing. If you're into that, that is one of my favorite things to do. And what else? Spend time with loved ones. Say your prayers. You know, all that kind of stuff. You woke up this morning. That's a blessing. And thank you to everyone who emails me, updates me, donates to the channel. I greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to everyone who continuously tunes in, watches these videos all the way through, and leaves a positive comment. You guys are the bomb.com, and stay blessed, stay prosperous. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.